Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to a Huzzy Q&A. Done one of these maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. You know, time is a little bit blending into itself right now. Hopefully you're all doing good. So the first thing I'll say, we're going to be doing a Q&A. Might go longer than normal. I've got quite a lot of spare time on my hands, we could say. So, yeah, I don't mind going longer. Hopefully you guys don't mind the video being longer. And, you know, if it is like, I don't know, an hour, feel free to watch half of it and watch half of it another time. That's fine. But what I will say is, as the first thing, we're going to go over some just generic questions, and then we're going to get into the specific ones that we've been answered. I'm not going to be specifically talking about a certain topic that we all know is going on in the world right now. I'm sure it may come up every now and then because it's going to be maybe affecting other questions that other people are asking. But I don't want to like talk about it fully. Because I want the video to be happy, positive, etc. And obviously that whole situation is a little bit meh. So that's the point. That's why if you finish the hour-long video and it's like, Huz didn't answer a specific question about it, that's why. Secondly, next one is, where is the main account content, potentially? So the main account is a bit, you know, espresso depresso right now. So things aren't going particularly well for me in season 10 on the main account. And obviously with what's going on, I want to maintain happy myself. I want the content to be happy. I want the stream to be happy. And the main account just isn't that. For example, and some people are like, oh, you don't know if you don't play the account. Well, I kind of do. But last night I played one game on the main account. It was my first game in 16 days on the main account. Yep, had a rage-quitting AD carry on my team within 5-10 minutes of playing the game. Went 0-3 in lane as an Ezreal and just quit the game. And then the rest of my teammates went AFK. Not even kidding. Go look it up if you don't believe me, because yeah, it happened, and it just kind of made me firmly go, because I was kind of like, dude, I want to climb. Let's go on the main account. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that got rid of all motivation to go on the main account now. I was like, okay, maybe I'll try a game. Yep, rage quitter, AFK teammates. Okay, never mind. It just isn't worth it, especially right now. And thirdly, if you at all are noticing recently some freezes in the video, I have had a couple of questions by it. Unfortunately, it seems to be my recording software, OBS. So obviously, it's not my computer. My computer is very powerful. There's no, problems with my computer. It's OBS. Like right now, I can literally see in the bottom left, every now and then a little message comes up. Encoding overloaded, blah, blah, blah. I haven't changed the settings to be more powerful forever. It just apparently maybe an OBS update just doesn't agree with something, or it hasn't been the most optimized update recently. And yeah, like I'm legit, it's doing it again. I'm legit just recording my camera at the moment on OBS. How is that overloading anything? It shouldn't be. It's, yeah. So I might be either maybe to try and talk to somebody more knowledgeable in the area. Like I thought I was decently knowledgeable, but obviously something is going a bit weird. Even in the videos, they're freezing every now and then. I don't want that. And maybe I'll even swap to a different recording software. Like obviously OBS is a free software. I'm never going to diss it. It's wonderful. And for 99% of people, it works fantastic. For my setup, it just might be conflicting with something. So maybe I have to go swap to XSplit or something like that. I'm not sure. So a little bit annoying, but it's just the way that it goes. So those are like the three generic ones. Now we're going to get into the specific ones. So I asked on Discord, Twitter, and the YouTube community tab. So we've got a lot of questions, so hopefully we'll be able to get through a lot of them. So some of them will go in depth, some of them will go quite fast, and basically we'll go in depth of ones that I can kind of get my teeth into. We'll go over ones pretty fast if I've answered them before, but it's worth answering them again. So the first one I actually saw, I kind of like the idea of it because it is potentially a good league discussion. But we're just going to do it in this Q&A, but is, if the point is of ranked is to win, what is the problem with cheese? I don't do it myself, but I find a different way to win. If a different way works, what's the problem with it? So in essence, depends what type of player you are. If you're after a shiny badge and just rating, then you'll probably be fine with cheesing. If you're after being skillful at the game, and then being skillful at the game then translates into rating, then you probably won't like cheese. And what the actual problem with it, and why does it affect the game in a negative way? Because a lot of people go, okay, well, that's fine. Let the people that cheese, and then you do your thing. It's not necessarily as easy as that, because what generally happens is cheesers will get to a rating because they're cheesing. And when they eventually go back to a normal strategy, like pretty much 99% of people who cheese will do a cheese strategy to climb and then kind of go, I got the rating I wanted, now to play normal, they don't really belong in that rating. The best example I can give, a lot of cheese strategies actually are a duo queue strategy. So Funnel Master Yi is a pretty good example. Riot has been trying to get rid of it for a while. It's just hard to get rid of, I guess. But let's just say you are a duo queue gold pair. You're two friends and you both are frustrated that you're in gold. Okay, let's try and get higher rated. Let's do a kind of cheesy strategy to climb. We've been recommended it. Let's do it. You do Master Yi and Tarek Funnel for 100 games and you manage to get to Diamond. Wait, you're amazing. You're in Diamond now. Big old Riot comes in. We don't like cheese strategies. The player base hates them. And I will say there have been players that legitimately have quit the game because of cheese strategies. That is a thing. Trust me, I've even had conversations with people on my Discord about it. They're anti-fun. You know, the people find a kind of normal game, skill-based game fun. Cheesing is obviously the opposite of that. So people have left because people cheese too much, especially in Season 10. So Riot wants to get rid of them. What happens to that duo who were gold players, got to Diamond? They're now in Diamond, but their whole cheese strategy has now completely disappeared. They haven't improved as players. Cheesing does not make you a better player, if we're completely honest. It just doesn't. So you're now in Diamond. Your cheese strategy has now disappeared. You're really gold players, but now you're in Diamond rank games. What happens is you have an unhealthy player proportion that people are in a rating they don't belong. That is fundamentally why it affects the whole player base, not just the people who cheese or not. So in essence, that's what it is. Again, I myself like to know I belong in a rating. I'm getting there legitimately, skillfully, etc. And cheesing, it just isn't that. Even people that cheese will admit it's not the skillful way to play. That's the point. It's cheesing. So yeah, good question though. Next up is, how does one overcome ranked and anxiety? For example, I am gold for 0 LP and refuse to play ranked again due to not wanting to demote. Everybody's different and everybody's potential anxiety levels are obviously different in different areas. For example, I had ranked anxiety, trust me, and a lot of people may be surprised by that. As you play ranked for fun, you know, you queue up for your ranked and there's no hesitation. No. So I think one cure to any really form of anxiety, and obviously I'm not a medical person, but I think time does help. The more you get used to something, the less anxious you're going to be about it. So I think time definitely helps in how long you've played the game. But how I personally got over it in the first place is I legit just forced myself to play. And that's the thing. Some people's anxiety may be too harsh to allow them to even do that. Luckily, my anxiety was I had butterflies in my stomach. I felt a bit ill. But, fortunately, I could get myself to queue up often. And the more that I did it, the less anxious I became, to the point that I'm now not anxious about ranked at all. It just doesn't bother me. And that's the funny thing, is I'm now not anxious about ranked in any video game. I'm legit, not phased. I can play a brand new game and be like, I want to get good at this game. I'll be straight in the ranked mode practically, which obviously is maybe not even a good idea, but I'd say my general level of video games is a pretty decent level, surprisingly. Because I'm in the camp that I think video game skill does translate a lot depending how good you are at video games. Because a lot of it isn't just mechanics, it's mentality. A high rating mentality in one game will just translate that high mentality into another game. And that's something that, is universal a lot of the time. So, yeah, ranked anxiety for me was something that I just got rid of by playing a lot of ranked. So that's how I did it. Good luck, I'd say, but it may not be for everybody. Next up is, what am I doing now with gyms closed? So obviously, also, excuse the hair, by the way, it is getting longer. With obviously gyms being obviously officially closed, no actual gym going for me. And I will say I do miss it. I actually loved going to the gym. Became a almost ritual of mine. It was a great, good thing to do. Get out the house. When you are especially a YouTuber streamer and your home is your work as well. My bed is literally right here. My desk's here. I hardly leave this room, if I'm completely honest. That's a bit poop. So part of 2020 was also moving out. Obviously, that's been halted. But going to the gym was like a nice escape in a way. And it was a really good place to kind of get rid of pent-up frustration or whatever it may be. And I got really pushed by my trainer when I was at the gym. Fortunately, before even everything happened, I do have a home gym set up. The reason why I've got a home gym set up is because with my recording hours, that's because I live at home with family, etc. I only can record up to a certain point because people obviously are wanting to sleep. So I can't do late night streams. So I only can record a certain amount of time per day. Someone just subbed on Twitch even though I'm not streaming. Thank you, whoever that was. Yeah, so I can't, I've got a very specific window that I actually can do videos. Therefore, it's sometimes hard for me to actually go to the gym. My gym is about a half an hour drive away from where I am. So half an hour there, half an hour back, that's an hour worth of time. And if I'm at the gym for an hour, hour and a half, that's 2.5 hours that sometimes I just don't have in the day to spare. But I might have a spare half an hour. I may have a spare hour. It's the travel time that sometimes I can't do. So I actually built a bit of a home gym setup before all the craziness happened anyway. So I've got a squat rack, I've got a deadlift station, I've got one of the adjustable benches, so I can do a bunch of stuff there. So I can do quite a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, I can't go too heavy. I've only got up to 100 kilogram worth of weights. So like I'm doing 100 kilogram deadlifts, I'm doing 100 kilogram squats. Obviously, that's not insane weight, but it is weight, I'm probably at the gym, I might be just above that in terms of what I can actually do if I'm at the gym. But obviously all we're doing now is we're doing more sets, doing more reps just to make that stuff a lot easier. So yeah, and again, if you are American, which a lot of you be, what the hell's 100 kilogram? 100 kilogram would be what? 200 and something, 240. 100 kg in pounds is 220 pounds is what I'm currently doing on deadlift and squat, because yeah, it's legit the most weight I've got in the garage. I can't add more because I don't have any more weights. So yeah. Anyway, next question. But that's what I'm doing. I'm exercising. I've got a gym plan by my trainer. He's done an online gym plan for me. Basically, I gave him all the equipment that I have. So all the weights, all the equipment in general, the dumbbells, the kettlebell, all the stuff that I have available. And yeah, I've got a full workout routine to do 3 times a week. He does that. He does a new one every week with progressions. This week was actually I've already done the deadlift session. It was a more intense deadlift session, going up to 100 kilogram, then doing one set after 80 kilograms. So like a little bit of a relax set, which it is funny when you lift heavy and then you do a lighter set. Oh geez, it feels hilarious. You're like, oh, this was easy. Even though 5-6 months ago I probably could never lift 80 kilogram in a deadlift anyway, but now it's really easy. So it is funny how that works. But yeah. Next up is, do I think removing role selection from SoloQ would be beneficial, as it would require someone knowing all roles? Basically, re-implementing the old system. I will actually say, for whatever reason, Vixie actually looked through some of these questions before I did the Q&A, and she actually did laugh. She was like, oh, look at this question. Oh, Huzzy's going to say yes, and oh, Huzzy hates one tricks. I will say, so there's 2 ways to answer this question. First way is, do I mind? Second is, do I think it's a good idea? Do I mind if Riot got rid of role selection? No, because that's the player I am. I am comfortable to play all 5 roles. That is not just something I say, and I think a lot of people are realizing that. Maybe if you're new to the channel, that isn't just made up stuff that I'm just saying to talk out my butt. I've done it for years. I've got accounts to Diamond playing all 5 roles and playing over 80 champions in a series. That is legit what I do. Sure, maybe I could have peaked at a higher rating if I specialized, but I find it fun playing a lot of stuff. So would I mind if Riot got rid of it? No. Do I think it's a good idea? No, I don't think it's a good idea, because the player base has got used to it now. When you've given a player base years of specializing in 1/2 roles, if you suddenly went, hey, basically every game is now autofill, that wouldn't be good. That's practically what that system would be. Every game would turn into you're potentially autofilled every game. I don't think the player base would enjoy that. And I think it is because, everybody has now specialized. Like, the way that I would kind of word it is the League of Legends player base right now is a higher peak in their specialities than ever. So for somebody that plays mid lane right now, they are better in mid than they were 3 years ago because they are specializing in it more. But the average player base of the game is dumber in general. A mid laner who only plays mid is dumber now in AD carry than they've ever been because they're never playing AD carry. In the old system, legit, if you never played League in the old system, you used to go into ranked. And it used to be in order. Summon a 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever pick order you were was the role that you got. So if you were first pick, you could just choose, I'm mid this game, like I'm picking first, screw you guys. If you were summon a 5, you got what was left. If you're a one-trick Katarina, for example, and you're summon a 5 and support is left, well, you ain't playing Katarina or you're dodging. Like, that is legit what the old system was. So yeah, so I personally wouldn't mind. It wouldn't really affect me that much, but I overall think it would be a negative to the League player base. So that's what I'd say. So yeah. Next up is how did I lose weight? So this is a question obviously we've answered a few times here or there, but it's a question that it's hard to answer as a whole. Here's the thing. When it comes to losing weight, most of you will know how to lose weight. Put it this way, when I was at my heaviest of around 260 to 270 pounds, I knew how to lose weight. It's not rocket science. I was eating too much, so I gained weight. I wasn't exercising, so I gained weight. It's not rocket science losing weight. You know, if you're wanting to lose weight, you are a little bit overweight right now, you know how to do it. We all do. It's the drive to do it. And notice I don't say the want. That is, I think, a common misconception when someone is overweight, because I was there. You want to lose weight. 99% of people, I'm sure, want to lose weight who are overweight. It's not the want that's the problem. It's the drive, and it's the accessibility to do it. It's the whole thing. No one can really force you to do it apart from you. You have to have your own reasons, and it has to click. I weirdly have, if you've been around for the channel for a while, I hope you guys are happy that we finally did it. I promised myself, like, weirdly, I will lose this weight one day, and every year was the same. I'll lose it this year. I'll lose it this year, and I never did until obviously recently, the last 6-7 months. But I got there, and that's the important thing, is that I did get there, and now I'm sitting. I am 168 pounds. 166 was my lightest. I haven't gained any fat in that time of extra 2 pounds. Again, 2 pounds is nothing, but I'm gaining muscle. My shoulders are getting broader. My arms are getting bigger. My legs are toning up. Like, my physique is changing. And by the way, I still have a bit of a tummy. Like, let's be honest, human beings, the average human being has a bit of a tummy. But I'd say my tummy has, in essence, it's probably about 20% of what it was, maybe. Yeah, probably about 20% of what it was. Do I want a completely flat stomach in the end? I don't know, really. Like, I haven't really thought about it too much. I'm incredibly happy. Like, here's the weird thing. Clothed Huzzy right now, if I had a full outfit on, etc., and I'm out and about, I think it's not bad. Like, I think I look in pretty decent shape. But I still have a bit of a tummy, but I think that's okay. I think that's just normal. And I will say I am gaining confidence in myself. My personal appearance confidence for years was below rock bottom. Literally didn't exist. It's still pretty low. Like, I'd say it's still low. It's not medium or high, but I am trying. So yeah. But how did I lose weight? So the answer to the question is, you probably know how to lose it. How did I? Again, after I eventually had that light switch click in my head going, no, I'm going to do it now. And it worked for whatever reason. Which, by the way, I can't give you that click. I can try, and trust me, I have been trying to get people those clicks. And I have had messages from people saying, hey, Huz, you was my click. I've lost 30 pounds. That honestly fills me with joy. That's not always my intention. That's not why I lost weight. But it's awesome to hear that. And why I do like the Instagram posts of working out, etc., is if someone goes and is an old fan and like they haven't seen a video in 9 months, the difference is insane, and maybe that would give them the click. Like, all I would say to you right now, if you are somebody that wants to lose weight, go on my channel and find a video that is only 8 months old. Go on an 8 months old video and just look at the difference, and that might give you the click. It doesn't take much time, like for me at least. But how did I do it? And what I will say, maybe mine went a little bit faster than normal. I went very extreme with losing weight because I finally reached that point that I was ready to do it. So I did intermittent fasting. What I will say is I don't medically recommend any of this stuff. Do your own research, talk to your own doctor in time. But this is what I did. 1 meal a day, every day, intermittent fasting, and I cut carbs. I only generally had carbs once a week, but that was more near the tail end. The first 4 months or so, yeah, 1 meal a day, no carbs. So I had eggs practically every day, and I had some form of meat with it. So bacon, sausages, steak. And then I prepared the eggs in a different way, scrambled, poached, fried. Well, not really fried. So yeah, just a different way in preparation. And that's all I had every day. I roughly had about 1,000 calories a day, which a lot of people go, that's insane. And yes, it is. And also exercising 3 times a week, going to the actual gym most of the time once a week with my trainer who pushed me like crazy. And then I did home exercise as well. So that's in essence how I lost 50 pounds in 6 months, which obviously is very fast. It may not be the healthy way to lose weight, but I can tell you right now, I feel a lot healthier than I did 6 months ago. So I don't know, like it works for me. But as a warning to you guys, I wouldn't even recommend copying what I did if you are somebody that lives a different life to me, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is my bed is here. You can hear my bed. My desk and my work is here. So I have no commute time, right? Which again isn't very healthy. That's why I kind of want to move out as well, is to separate my bedroom and my office. But it meant that if I was having a really low day, which did happen by the way, low energy day from eating basically nothing and exercising, I legit could finish my stream and just dive into bed right here. So my work was finished, I get into bed straight away. It was okay. Or I'm on my desk, I'm dead. It wasn't that bad. If you're somebody that drives to work, you're commuting to work, then I would be more concerned by it. And maybe with what's going on, in the world, maybe you can do it now. If you're working from home, you're not working right now, again, as a slight random positive, maybe try intermittent fasting. Saving food as well isn't even a bad thing right now too. Maybe try it. See how it goes. Do it for a week. And just do remember when you are losing weight, your first week, you will see quite a lot in the first week. Remember, don't get depressed or get down when that slows down. Your first week or two, when you're losing weight, you're actually shedding a lot of water weight from excess junk food or whatever. So yeah, you'll lose a lot of initial weight when you start eating less because the water weight disappears. Your body actually naturally holds onto a lot of water weight. I'd say my water weight level was about 8 pounds, roughly in weight. So yeah. All right, next up is, we'll do maybe 1 or 2 more from the YouTube community tab, and then we'll go over and go on Discord or something like that. So next up is, when did you decide / find out maining a champ or playing a small champ pool wasn't for me? It never crossed my mind to do it, if I'm completely honest. Even when I started the game, and yeah, I played less champions when I obviously first started the game, I still played a different champion every game. I still played a lot of champions compared to other people, and that just kind of progressed into more and more and more. Just never crossed my mind that it would be fun. Fun is at the highest level for me when it comes to League. And what I will say is I will eventually main a champion pool. So a lot of you right now, which I'm incredibly pleased about, are liking the duo series with Vixie. And to be honest, it is my favourite series I'm doing and have done for many, many years for a couple reasons. One, she's awesome. She's a good friend of mine, and it's fun just to play with a friend. Secondly, it's the complete opposite of what SoloQ has been for me in Season 10. This is fun. SoloQ by myself has been depressing. So the plan has basically been, when we get the accounts to a decent rating, Diamond, for example, the series is called Duo to Diamond on purpose, because that will be the end of that portion of the series. When we get, especially Vixie's account to Diamond, we will then start duoing her Smurf and my main account. And then if everything goes to real good plan, when we get to a high Diamond, we may start duoing her main account and my main account. I've legit, I've changed as a person. I've grown as a person. I don't mind duo queuing anymore. There are limits within it. Like if you're playing, the greatest example I can give is that Shen episode that we uploaded. I was playing Shen. I was against a Kled, and I was getting chain camped by a duo queue. It made no sense to duo queue me, to camp me. If you're playing, like we've done some examples that Vixie's playing mid, I'm playing jungle. I've camped for her a bit every now and then, but in games it makes sense. Camping a Shen made no sense. They were only doing it because they're duo queue. That's my limit. I do not mind duo queuers anymore because Season 10 just sucks and League is better playing with a friend. I will say that, and I've grown as a person, and hopefully you guys are happy about that. But don't be that duo queue that you're doing things only because you're duo queue. Do the smart thing. And even in episodes that, yeah, I'm ganking for Vixie, I'm not only ganking for Vixie. I'm going top lane. I'm going bot lane occasionally. I'm not just playing for my duo. But yeah, so what I will say, where this tangent has come from, when we get high rating and I'm then on my main account, I will be maining a champion pool. For the biggest reason, I don't want to let her down. I don't want to let my duo partner down. And by the way, that's not just because it's Vixie. That would be any duo partner. But to me, I have a bit more like responsibility to not do random stuff when I'm playing with other people. And obviously with the Smurf series, I have been doing random stuff. We haven't been that high rating yet. So, but as the duo series starts to kind of go higher, you will see me bring in the champion pool quite a bit. And, I probably will be playing jungle and top. Those will be my two roles. I won't just be playing jungle, for example, or just playing top. So I'll play two roles. But the champion pool definitely will. But obviously, yes, I do enjoy playing a lot of champions in League. Next up is how old am I? I am 25 years old. So I don't know, like maybe I look more like I'm 25 nowadays than I used to. And by the way, my hair is literally going mental, like it's getting too poofy, like floofy or whatever. I might need to give the old pretty soon. But yeah, I'm 25. Speaking, plainly, part of the reason, I will talk about it a little bit. Part of the reason where you may have noticed I've been a bit down recently is I hyped myself up a lot for 2020. A lot of life changes, a lot of things moving forward. I've felt like my life has been on pause for the last 7 years, maybe 6-7 years. I felt like my life was on pause, basically doing the same thing all the time. I went to university, but especially since university, I just haven't really felt like I've been living. I've just been waking up, sitting at this desk, going to bed. That's just been it. So 2020, I was like, dude, I've got in shape. I'm going to continue getting in shape. I'm going to move out. I'm going to either buy a house or rent a house, whatever the hell. So I'm going to move out. I'm going to begin my adult life. I'm going to maybe put myself out into the world of finding somebody who, completes me, let's say in the cheesy way. And it just feels like 2020 is like, nope, and yeah. That's why I was a bit down recently. So as a 25-year-old, I can say I probably haven't lived as much as I'd like. But weirdly, yes, I was hyped for 2020. I'm still hyped for 2020. I'm feeling a lot better than I was a few days ago. But what is going on in the world right now is making me even more ready for it. It's making me go, now that I've been stuck like this, and we all have been, it's making me like, no, when we're allowed to go out, when things are safe, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get that house. I'm going to go out a lot more. I'm going to do things with friends. I'm going to potentially meet somebody. I'm going to do it because I need to. And yeah, it's important. So yeah. Next up is going on the Discord, I guess. Why not? Let's see if we got a couple. We will kind of go through them here or there just to see if there's some good questions. Am I going to be playing any of Riot's other projects when they come out? I would safely say yes. So I would deem myself, forever a League of Legends content creator. I would actually deem myself a Riot Games content creator now, if I'm honest. So we're a League of Legends channel, but we've done a lot of TFT content. I used to stream it quite a lot. Of me recording this, I'm actually in a charity TFT tournament tomorrow, which is awesome. I haven't played in a couple of weeks, but because it's for charity, I was like, I'll play, why not? It'll be funny. raise awareness and raise charity funds and stuff, which is cool. But I like TFT. Valorant, obviously, great game. Been enjoying that quite a lot recently, and I do see myself continuing to enjoy that. But also the other projects, we've got the fighting game. I'll definitely give it a go. I'm not very good at fighting games because I think those are a genre of game you really need to get your hands into and your teeth into to get good. I've never done that with a fighting game. I'm sure if I gave it time, I probably would. But I'll play that. We've got obviously the Diablo-esque game. Yeah, I'll play that for story. I probably won't, I've played Diablo 3, for example. I've done it the whole way through, the story, but I'm not the type of person that will continue playing that game. I will not continue playing it for loot and making my character perfect. I don't know why, I just never have. Weirdly, I'll play World of Warcraft to do that, but I just don't like those Diablo games like that, but I enjoyed the story. So I'll play the League version for the story, and we'll probably make a series of that if I'm completely honest. Why wouldn't we? And yeah, they've got other projects. Obviously, they've got the Esport Manager one. Maybe we'll give that a go, possibly. And whatever else Riot are doing. They legit the other day bought Hypixel. If you don't know who Hypixel are, they're the Minecraft server people. So is League making a Minecraft something? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if I'm completely honest. But yeah, definitely. I do see myself playing a lot of the right projects. Going to be honest, a lot of people have been desperate to get into Valorant. I got in access straight away as a League of Legends partner. I don't even think every League partner got in, by the way. But speaking as someone that is quite close with Riot, especially Riot UK, getting involved in a lot of their projects in the past anyway, I'm pretty safe that, I get involved in a lot of this stuff and I'll be able to get any access for stuff that they potentially give. So that's really nice. So that's why it's good to kind of continue doing Riot stuff. So yeah, I definitely think I'll be doing all that stuff. Next up is do I believe Riot should be focusing on reworks on older champions, or should they keep releasing new champions? I've literally said it, for 2 years maybe. Stop releasing new champions at this rate. There's too many champions. The problem why they will not do that though is, again, I don't blame them, money. If you rework a new champion, you are making if you rework an old champion, you're not making any money because everybody already owns the champion. Everybody already owns the skins. So all that work of changing that champion into practically a new one, you're not really gaining it because most of the player base already owns it. When you're making a new champion, no one owns it. No one owns the champion. No one owns the skins. So it's completely new content that people have to get. So yeah, financially, they can't stop making new champions. It makes them too much money. I wish they did, or at least they would ramp up their rework production. There are some very old champions in League that do deserve a bit of attention, and they just don't get it because financially it doesn't make sense. Udyr, I think, is in desperate need of attention. They don't really care because his play rate is in the toilet. So Udyr doesn't make Riot any money. And even if they reworked him, to something similar, it probably still wouldn't make them much money because it's a kind of outdated playstyle. So in order to do a rework for Udyr, they would have to change the champion nearly completely. And obviously Riot, I think, are a bit scared to do that nowadays, considering how they were treated when they did the Aatrox one. So, yeah. Next up is, in general, what is my favourite design aesthetic? And he goes, it doesn't have to be a League, but what in just general? 2 major ones, which won't be too surprising, and they both are also in League of Legends. Pirates and kind of medieval, but dark medieval, in terms of League of Legends, way more Noxus than Demacia. I'm way more into the metal, fire, lava than angelic white armor. So yeah, pirate stuff I've always loved. And again, people are like, Tobias Fate. Sure, but I've always loved pirate stuff. I was the kid that was playing Pirates of the Caribbean online when nobody was playing Pirates of the Caribbean online. I played a game back in the day. It was a 2D side-scrolling online web game called Sea Fight. If you played that game, it was decent. I loved that game with all my pearls and my black pearl, whatever the hell, replica ship. That was a good game. I love pirate stuff, and yeah, pirate aesthetic stuff I love, and yeah, medieval stuff. So like, you know, speaking Game of Thrones, if you want, the Hound's armor to me was awesome compared to what was that, like the Baratheon that had like the kind of fancy armor. Screw the fancy armor. Give me like the nitty gritty work armor. That's kind of what I think is cool. So yeah, you know, if you, by the way, watch the recent Noxus cinematic for Legends of Runeterra, that whole vibe of Darius and his big henchmen, that vibe was like that's cool, like that's awesome. So yeah. Next up is how is my beard so magnificent? I don't think it is. I've had people ask me, what do I do to it to keep it whatever? Nothing. Legitimately nothing. I shave it maybe once a week if I can be bothered. Sometimes I let it go a bit too much, but literally all I do is shave down here, shave the cheeks, shave a little bit in here, and then I leave it alone. Obviously, and then when it gets a little bit too floof, I just kind of bring it down to the level that I enjoy. That's it. Full stop. I don't do any oils. I don't do any shampoo in it. Like, well, obviously I wash it, but like nothing fancy. Like whatever I use on my hair here, I use on here. So I know they'll be like, oh, dude, you're supposed to do something different with fancy beard oil. No thanks. Can't be bothered. Like it. I find all that stuff is just rubbishly overpriced and just kind of after your money anyway. So isn't really needed. But yes. All right, next up is final one for Discord, and maybe we'll jump over on the final place, which I think is Twitter, is will I do some videos on Animal Crossing? Most likely no, because Animal Crossing to me isn't really a content game. It's a chill game. And I'm playing it, I would say, somewhat every day. I have, you know, every now and then missed to actually pick up my fossils or whatever. But, you know, most days I'd say I am doing it. I just paid my 750,000 Bell loan for my house. So that's where I am progression-wise. Not doing any cheating, not doing any time traveling. I'm just playing the game chill. You know, it's just a nice thing to chill to. So yeah, it's pretty good though. I do enjoy it, and it's just again, relaxing. You know, relaxing things, we spoke about it earlier, is a pretty good thing to do with times like we're in right now. All right, we're on Twitter now, and we're going to just do, you know, a few more until we're done. Funny that. Next up is, do I think Riot should hard reset everybody's MMR in rank after this season? Personally, yeah, but they're never going to do it. So it's the same kind of thing, you know, to what we spoke about, that, you know, would removing role ranked be a good thing or a bad thing? Well, not really a good or bad thing, but like it's not a good idea because of how many players would simply leave the game. I think that's the same concept with if you did a complete hard reset of ranked. I think too many players would leave the game. So, yeah. Like, I do think there's a lot of, like, from Season 6 onwards, I think there has been a problem with how the ranks have been feeling. Because, again, Season 6 was dynamic queue, and that gave a lot of people a rating that they didn't deserve. And I don't think ranked has ever fully recovered from that. Like, if you got Diamond in Season 6, you can generically keep low Diamond even if you're not a great player. Just play Lulu support and you'll probably keep it. Playing just basic. And because every season there's just a soft reset, not a hard reset, you'll generically be in the same area. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a bit rough. And then obviously last season kind of broke the rating as well. So personally, I think it would be good, but I don't think they'll ever do it. Next up is, have you ever considered doing champion or lane guide videos where your viewers can revisit from time to time? Yes, I have been thinking about doing something recently, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. Obviously, that's the point. I don't know if I should say to do it or not, but a lot of my friends, a lot of my streamer friends do guides on a certain website. I've been thinking about maybe doing one of those and just see how it goes, just for a bit of fun, like a written guide, and maybe make a video version of that written guide and just put it up on that website and see if people enjoy it. It could be a fun thing to do. So I'm not going to say I won't do that, but it's something that I'm going to have to put, like, I'll have to put thought into it, and it's something that, like, oh, I'm not going to just, like, sit down on a day off and boom, I'm going to get this guide done. It'll probably take me a couple of weeks to do, and I'm not probably going to announce when I'm starting it, because I don't want to be like, oh, Huz started the guide, where is it? Where is it? It may, like, if I've got time over the next few months or whatever, I might just start, like, slowly making the guide. And obviously the funny thing is, I got to pick what champion I want to do it with. All I'll say, in the comment section, leave suggestions of what champions you'd want to see a Huzzy guide in terms of a written guide and also a video version. Let me know, because obviously it would have to be a champion that I'm comfortable with giving advice on, like an actual guide. So it would have to be a pretty top tier pick for me. So yeah, let me know. Next up is, do I think Valorant will be as big as CSGO? It's a hard question to answer. Do I think it has the potential to? Yes. Do I think it's going to? No idea. For it to be as big as CSGO, I would reckon CSGO players would potentially have to leave CSGO to go to Valorant, and I'm not necessarily sure that's going to happen. And obviously you can argue which game's better. Again, it's a stupid argument because that's just subjective on who you are as a person individually. But the core fundamental is, if, let's say, for example, League of Legends came out and then Heroes of the Storm came out by Blizzard. Same genre of game, both is a MOBA. Did I leave League to go play Heroes of the Storm even though it's a newer version of the same genre? No, I didn't. Why? Because I preferred League. League was my game. That's probably what's going to happen to most CSGO players. Like, oh yeah, Valorant looks pretty cool. Well, I'm not going to go play it because I already play CSGO. What's the point in leaving CSGO to go play that? There isn't. So that's the problem. So CSGO is firmly the biggest, like in that respect, it's the biggest shooter game competitively and all that. Player number, you could argue Valorant might be a bigger name in terms of player numbers, but how do you define, like, as big as CSGO? Do you define it, oh, Valorant has a bigger active player base than CSGO? Or, oh, damn, CSGO's viewer numbers for competitive tournaments, CSGO has higher viewer numbers than Valorant. It depends what you're kind of defining as the biggest. I definitely see, I think it's got the potential to be, I just don't know if it's going to be. Next up is there any champion you really like, but you're terrible at playing them? Nope. Again, this may sound cocky, but I don't know, most of you, I think, would be fine with me saying it. I'm pretty confident I can play any champion in Diamond, but give me a game or two to get used to it. Like, and by the way, that does include, like, Riven and stuff. Yeah, I'd be okay. As the reason why, like, you can't compare me to, and this is going to sound really bad, you can't compare me to the average player, or even you watching this right now, because the average player is someone that plays 5 champions for years, and that's all they play. I've played League since Season 1, and I've never specialised. My specialisation has been everything. It's just generically playing to a decent level. So it doesn't take me long to kind of jump on a champion or back on a champion. That's been literally my whole thing. Like, that's been my YouTube video. Like, again, me and Vixie have been coming closer as friends. And by the way, yes, just friends, by the way. There may be a couple of questions about that, annoyingly. It's okay, by the way, for males and females to just be friends. We're both, like, in our mid-20s. That's a cool thing. And that's not a bad thing. But, you know, she's been kind of learning, like, you know, the meme of, oh, Huz plays everything. But I think even she's been kind of, like, thinking, it kind of does. Like, because I kind of do. And yeah, not everything is at my best level, obviously. But I'm okay to hold my own on pretty much everything. So the question of, is there any champion I really like, but I'm terrible at? No, not really. I'd probably say that if you said, what is the champion that you probably find the most difficult? What is the champion that I'd probably find most difficult of any in League? See, it would have to be one. I don't think it would ever be because of mechanics, because mechanics translate. It would be playstyle, because it would be a unique playstyle champion. It would either be Aurelion Sol, and I have played Aurelion Sol even in Diamond, but Aurelion Sol's playstyle is very weird. So it might be Aurelion Sol. Azir maybe, but that is more mechanics. Yeah, it might be Aurelion, because just his playstyle is so weird. It's legit, you have to roam in order to make that champion work. And I might not want to roam some games. So, yeah, probably could be that. Possibly. All right, last question, and then that'll be the video for today, if there is one more. If you had to pick one champion to play 99% of the time, who would I pick and why? Seeing as you have a huge champion pool. Again, sorry to burst your bubble. There's no point in me answering this. If I had to play one champion, I legit just wouldn't play League. If Riot next year came out going, all right, guys, we tried to make, we've got role ranked. We're now introducing champion rank. You get your rank as an individual champion instead of a player. I'd quit League instantly. Like, I'm gone. See you later. I have no interest in that. Yes, you'll see me again. We said earlier, when I play with Vixie and we get higher rating, I will specialize more. I definitely will, but I'll never one trick or play one champion. It just doesn't interest me. I have no fun in that. I get bored of a champion if I play it 2 games in a row and then I don't play it for a week. Like it's just not in me to do that. And I know some people literally won't get that. That's okay. I don't get playing one champion. You may not get playing a lot. It's just differences. There's no problem with that at all. But that is going to be it, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you throw a like on the video. I'm not really sure what I would have had as the footage. Sometimes these videos, the first half an hour is a game, and then obviously I run out of the game if the game lasts half an hour. This video is 40-45 minutes, so you might have had the camera for the last 10 to 15 minutes. Hopefully that's okay. But if you guys did enjoy, throw a like on the video, throw a comment. Feel free to put it in the comment section. I asked you guys a couple questions in this video. Feel free to answer those, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.